Have you ever wondered what would happen if Taiwan had a secret doomsday plan for China? A question that has likely tickled the curiosity of many, considering the long-standing tensions between these two powers. It's a topic that has stirred global intrigue, given the significant role both nations play on the world stage. The very thought of such a plan brings with it a sense of mystery and suspense. Is it possible? Could such a plan exist? And if so, what could it possibly entail? Intrigued? Let's delve into this fascinating subject. Taiwan, an island nation known for its technological prowess and democratic values, is a stark contrast to its gigantic neighbor China. Taiwan, despite its relatively small size, has managed to carve out a unique position in the world. It's a hub of innovation, a beacon of democratic values, and a symbol of resilience. But this position is not without its challenges. Taiwan is a stone's throw away from mainland China, a superpower with an increasingly assertive foreign policy. Given the historical tension, the geopolitical situation is like a tightrope walk. Taiwan, under constant pressure, needs to be prepared for any eventuality, including the most extreme scenarios. And that's where the concept of a doomsday plan comes into play. Taiwan's strengths lie in its technological capabilities and its strategic geographical location. It has a robust and technologically advanced military, a vibrant economy driven by tech industries, and a population that is fiercely protective of its democratic freedoms. These factors combined make Taiwan more than capable of devising a comprehensive and potentially devastating doomsday plan. But it's not just about military might. Taiwan has a rich history of diplomacy and has cultivated strong relationships with many nations, particularly the United States. These alliances could play a crucial role in a doomsday scenario, offering support and resources. We must also consider Taiwan's expertise in cyber warfare. In a world where digital battles can have as much impact as physical ones, Taiwan's advanced cyber capabilities could be a game changer. A doomsday plan could include launching crippling cyber attacks on critical infrastructure or disrupting communication networks. But what might this doomsday plan look like? It's time to explore. Imagine a plan so secretive, so meticulously crafted that it could impact the balance of power in Asia. Let's delve into the realms of the hypothetical. Picture a plan, a doomsday plan, conceived in the corridors of Taiwan's power. It would be a plan steeped in the art of survival, a blueprint for resilience in the face of overwhelming odds. At the heart of such a strategy would be Taiwan's impressive technological prowess. Known as the Silicon Island, Taiwan is a global leader in semiconductor production, a critical component in everything from military equipment to smartphones. In the hands of the right strategists, this could be leveraged into a formidable defensive asset, potentially crippling an attacker's technological infrastructure. But technology alone may not be enough. Taiwan's geopolitical alliances could play a crucial role in this hypothetical doomsday plan. Through subtle diplomacy and shared democratic values, Taiwan has nurtured relationships with several powerful nations. While they might not engage in open conflict, their support could come in the form of intelligence sharing, equipment supply, and diplomatic pressure. Finally, let's not forget Taiwan's strategic geographical advantages. Surrounded by the sea, Taiwan is a natural fortress. Its rugged coastline and formidable mountain ranges could form the last line of defense in the face of an invasion. Now blend this all together. A technologically advanced island nation, fortified by alliances and defended by the very earth itself. This could be Taiwan's secret doomsday plan. Such a plan could indeed exist, but what would its implications be? The ripple effects of Taiwan's hypothetical doomsday plan would be felt far beyond the shores of the island nation. If Taiwan were to implement a strategy of this magnitude, the world as we know it would be forever changed. Imagine the economic fallout. Taiwan is a crucial hub in the global technology supply chain, particularly in semiconductor manufacturing. A move like this could cause a significant disruption, leading to a worldwide technology shortage and skyrocketing prices. The global economy, still recovering from recent crises, could potentially plunge into a new recession. Now let's consider the political implications. A scenario like this would likely lead to an unprecedented escalation in tensions between the world's major powers. The US, a long-standing ally of Taiwan, would be faced with a difficult choice: to intervene or not to intervene. This could potentially drive a wedge between the US and its allies, leading to a shift in the global balance of power. In terms of security, the world would face an increased risk of military conflict. If Taiwan were to implement a doomsday plan, the resulting instability could create a power vacuum, inviting opportunistic moves from other regional powers. The the world would be walking on a geopolitical tightrope, with the threat of nuclear conflict looming over us like a dark cloud. As for the international community, the reactions would likely be a mixed bag. Some nations might rally behind Taiwan, lauding their determination to stand against Chinese aggression. Others, particularly those with close ties to China, might condemn the move, viewing it as a reckless act of provocation. The international stage would turn into a high-stakes game of chess, with every move scrutinized and every decision carrying far-reaching consequences. The tensions could potentially spill over into other areas of international relations, including trade, diplomacy, and even cultural exchanges. The world would undoubtedly be watching, but how might China respond? China, a global powerhouse, would not stand idle in the face of a doomsday scenario from Taiwan. The world's largest population and second-largest economy, China has spent decades building a formidable military force and a comprehensive national defense strategy. In the hypothetical event of a doomsday plan from Taiwan, China would likely respond with a variety of countermeasures. These could range from diplomatic and economic sanctions to military actions. On the diplomatic front, China could leverage its global influence to isolate Taiwan internationally. Economically, it could impose sanctions or restrict trade to exert pressure. In terms of military strategies, China has a vast arsenal at its disposal. Its People's Liberation Army, the world's largest military force, could be mobilized to counter any perceived threats. Additionally, China's cyber capabilities should not be underestimated. In a world where warfare is increasingly moving into the digital sphere, China could deploy cyber attacks to disrupt Taiwan's infrastructure and communication networks. Furthermore, China's space program, which has been making significant strides, might also come into play. With plans for a second broadband mega-constellation, China could potentially use this network of satellites for surveillance, communication, or even more advanced military applications. China's response would also be shaped by its long-standing One China policy. This principle, asserting that Taiwan is an inseparable part of China, has been at the core of China's stance toward Taiwan. Any action that threatens this principle would be viewed as a serious provocation, likely triggering a strong response. Yet, it's crucial to note that these are all hypothetical scenarios. The Chinese government, like any other, seeks peace and stability, both internally and in its relations with other nations. A doomsday scenario is not something any country would wish for or take lightly. China's reaction to such a plan would be swift and decisive, but is this scenario likely to occur? While the idea of a secret Taiwanese doomsday plan is intriguing, it remains, for now, a work of speculation. The currents of political discourse often carry with them whispers of secret plans and covert operations. However, the reality of international relations is usually far less dramatic but no less complex. Taiwan and China, two entities tied together through a complex web of history, culture, and politics, have a relationship that is as intricate as it is nuanced. The concept of a doomsday plan, while exciting to contemplate, seems improbable in the light of day. The stakes are incredibly high, and such a step would represent a drastic shift from the status quo. Moreover, it's important to remember that diplomacy and dialogue remain the cornerstones of conflict resolution. In the intricate dance of international relations, maintaining a balance between preservation of sovereignty and promotion of peace is crucial. An escalation to a doomsday scenario is a leap that not many nations are willing or even able to take. This is not to say that Taiwan, or any other nation, should remain passive in the face of potential threats. However, it's crucial to understand that the lines between defense and aggression can often blur in the complex world of geopolitics. What is essential, however, is the pursuit of peaceful coexistence, respect for sovereign rights, and the promotion of global stability. So, while the notion of a Taiwanese doomsday plan makes for an interesting thought experiment, the reality is far more complex and nuanced.